Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
A very good afternoon to all. I extend my warm greetings to everyone present here virtually. On behalf of HRDC Gujarat, I'm very happy to welcome Dr. Dilber Mehta, our resource person for the day. Dr. Mehta is presently working as an assistant professor at Veer Narbad South Gujarat University in Department of ICT. She has done her MA, B.Ed, MPhil and PhD. She has in all 16 years of teaching experience. She was a judge for national level debate and elocution competition at Kendriya Vidyalaya. She was a judge in intercollegiate book review competition, Surat. She has delivered expert lectures and worked as a resource person for seminars, webinars, conferences, workshops, and refresher courses. As part of the online refresher course in English language teaching, she has designed syllabus and courses offered on the MOOC platform Swayam. She is the subject matter expert and e-content developer and presenter of the module entitled Theories of Language Learning, Second Language Acquisition as a part of the online refresher course in English language teaching offered in the MOOC platform Swam under MHRD Annual Refresher Program ARPIT. Her articles have been published in many national and international journals. She is a PhD and MPhil guide. I welcome you, madam, to kindly share your knowledge with us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Meenakshi. I'm very grateful to you for such a warm introduction. I hope I'm audible to you all.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, and the screen is also visible, right?
It is blank, madam.
Yes, but then I'll share it.
Okay. Yes, it is visible. Yes, ma'am. Now it is there.
Okay,
Yes.
fine. So, good afternoon to one and all in the first refresher clause. And I'm thankful to HRDC Gujarat University for providing me an opportunity for this lecture. Now, why I have to taken up this topic is the need, the demand of the day. The topic entitled Soft Skills from Academia to Industry. What matters at the end of every course is placement. Whatever the students study, how many years they spend in a particular course is not important, but what matters is the final destination, that is their journey, and then the final placements that they get. So this course especially, this lecture especially for the teachers of English, like how they can also groom the students, how they can teach the students, and how they can help the students to be successful in their journeys. So I have specially selected this topic, which will be helpful, and I'll be sharing my insights. You can also discuss few points, or if you have any queries, we should discuss it towards the end. So a short overview of the presentation. Academic industry, differences between soft skills and hard skills, the changing scenario, the selection process today, dimensions of soft skills, and classification of soft skills. So, what today the industry demands is a catchphrase termed as industry ready professionals. Like they do not want anyone who is incomplete or anyone whom they have to train. They look for people who are industry. So I was talking about my topic today, that is from academia to industry. Why I have chosen this topic? My main aim is that we as teachers should train the professionals for the job, for their career. And the gap that is there today should be bridged by us. It is our responsibility. So the catchphrase for today, that is industry ready professionals. So we have to prepare the professionals for the industry. We have to train them that they get good placements. What matters at the end of every journey is their placement, what they get as in terms of dividends, in terms of salary, in terms of job. So today's academics, like what we are teaching in the syllabus, they majorly focus on the theoretical part, the rules, the concepts, the mugging up, the passing up of exam. But that is only exam based, marks based, theory based, which cannot suffice the need of the industry. And therefore, whatever the student does for 5 years, for 10 years, for 6 years, that is useless. That does not help because they cannot reach the destination they wanted to. So the overview for today's presentation, that is from academia to industry, the differences between soft skills and hard skills, the changing scenario, the selection process today, dimensions of soft skills, classification of soft skills. So, industry ready is the demand of the day. It is a catchphrase. Today, the academics, sorry, I just repeated the same slide. Sorry. So, as a result, the journey from college to corporate remains unfulfilled. Now, I have jotted down few of the data, few of the headlines from the leading newspapers that state what is the scenario of soft skills in India, what is the job market, like what type of unemployment is there, what are the reasons for this unemployability. So please go through this and then I'll shift on to the next slide. So majorly what these headlines state is that there is a shortage of the skills demanded by the employers. What they require is the communication, the presentation, the analytical skills, team skills, reading skills, writing skills. But unfortunately, our education is not able to provide that. And especially when the students are studying only like prose, poetry, literature part in the syllabus, they are not able to meet the language demands, the skills demands, the communicative demands of the industry. So few of the solutions which I think that can bridge the gap. First of all, the first one is designing industry-oriented syllabus. So keeping in mind the demands, the destination of the course where the students are going to land. Say for example, if they are the students of information technology, their final destination will be software industries. So what are the requirements of those industries? What they need in the software firm? So considering the requirements of industries, the tasks they have to perform, the professional roles they have to play, that will be done after the attaining of the degree. So keeping in mind those things, the demand, the syllabus needs to be designed. The topics like group discussion, presentation skills should be inculcated in the syllabus and not a theoretical but a skill-based syllabus is a must. Secondly, the teaching has to be made more practical by inculcating orientations to GD, delivering presentations, mock interviews, situation-based conversations, including leadership, commitment, negotiation, etc., as a part of the syllabus. Evaluation pattern also needs to be altered, like descriptive essay type of evaluation. It's not going to help them. MCQs are not going to help them, but the testing of life skills, they need to be inculcated in the evaluative pattern. Industrial exposure is also a must. So by bringing the few changes, then we can make a difference. Now let us come to like what is or what we mean exactly by hard skills and what we term as soft skills, the differences between both. Here I would like to quote Hurt and Turi. The greatest challenge seems not to be about mechanics of management, budgeting strategy, development, but about the people skill that enable effective communication to get things done. Here, people skill in a sense, it means how you deal with human beings, how you talk, what are your manners, what are your etiquettes, what is your body language, what is your interpersonal communication, how you basically deal with people. That's termed as people skill. And unfortunately, hard skills do not guarantee you any job. Having hard skills get you hired. Lacking soft skills get you fired. So hard skills can gain you an interview, but it cannot guarantee you a job. So whatever you learn, like as core subjects, the basic subjects, the domain knowledge, the technical knowledge, the task-oriented, not people-oriented skills. They are just termed as hard skills. Hard skills, one cannot be comfortable with dealing with the public and social events. It is the requirement of soft skills over there, where you have to deal with humans. So hard skills basically appears on the resume in the form of your educational achievements, your qualification, your experience, your level of expertise. Whereas soft skills describes those personal attributes that indicate a high level of emotional intelligence, because you are dealing with emotions, you are dealing with people, you are dealing with situations, real life scenarios. So soft skills complement hard skills. They are built on your attitude, how you behave, how you perceive things, how you do a certain job, your attitude, your perspective of looking at different aspects of a task, of an assignment, of the project. It is manifested as communication, how you communicate to people, how you deliver different things to people, how you talk to people. And it's polished by your etiquette, how well mannered you are, how decent you are, how sober you are. So this is all about soft skills. Continuing further with soft skills. Essentially, people skills, the non-technical, intangible personality, that is the specific skills that determines one's strength as a leader, listener, negotiator, and conflict mediator. Whatever role one is playing, if you have the soft skills, you will win. You will be successful in your negotiations. You will be successful in your meetings. You will be a successful leader. So it finally refers to the social graces, personality traits, personal habits, friendliness, and optimism that mark people to varying degrees. Difference can be sought out with a person who is having soft skills and a person without soft skills. So soft skills is a must to fulfill your responsibility, to fulfill your job in a wonderful way, to do it differently, to be unique, to be different than the other person who is not having those skills. I hope I'm being heard.
Yes, sir.
Is my
Yes, madam, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are
okay?
audible.
Fine. Now we look at the importance of soft skills. First one, plays a significant role in one's success in life and in one's profession. So as a person, you live life, you have context, you build relationship, and the type of relationship you build with people, even in the office, even at the organization, when you exchange, when you have interpersonal context, like how you talk, how you behave with them, what is your sense, like these things make you different if you are well skilled, if you are well versed at soft skills. It makes you stand out in the crowd, makes you different. Why you are selected, what specially is there in you. So if we make these things possible, our students will also stand out in the crowd. They will be the one who will be selected. It adds value addition to your profile. So when you put a list of skills or you show different situations in which you had used the skills, so that is going to add value to your profile. It's going to make different. So an employee can grow, learn, and adapt to new changes. So some people are very stubborn, like they don't want to grow. Once they are into a job, they are very happy with it. Like they want to be in the same place for years. They don't want to adapt to new situations, new places, new technology. But then people having the adaptability skills, which is one of the soft skills, they will definitely grow and they will definitely adapt to different situations. It adds to the success of the organization, because the organization will definitely go with a rich team spirit, leadership spirit, even the customer and client satisfaction will grow. It will be enriched if you can communicate well, if you can talk well. If you happen to visit a bank, if you happen to visit a government organization, people don't talk to you nicely. They are very unfriendly towards you. Like we would definitely not like it. And we complain. We are not satisfied. But the employee of a private organization who is much more skilled, who is better, we always appreciate. So it can definitely increase customer and client satisfaction also. It helps in better execution and implementation of tasks. The way you do a work, the way you approach at a problem, it becomes different. How you implement your task, that becomes different when you are well skilled. It builds good relationship. Good relationship will help you to do the work in a better way. It will help you in your promotion. It will help you in your growth. It will help you in your development. You can get out resources very well if you have good relationship. It makes you more organized in terms of your files, in terms of your table, in terms of your wardrobe, in terms of your manner of organizing your work. It helps you to make better decisions. So you can definitely make a better decision if you have the right kind of thinking, right kind of mindset, right kind of emotions. And it works with a positive mindset. You learn how to appreciate, you learn the power of tolerance, and you also learn how to cooperate, how you put up with different people, with difficult situations. So it has a lot of importance. Now, like next point is the changing scenario, like what was there earlier years back in the job and what today we have is different. The scenario years back is once you get into a job, you are there till the time you retire. You need not change your job. You will get a pension and a fixed salary and you will be there for 30 years. But then now the scene has totally changed. Why it has changed? It has a number of reasons. What are its demands? Let us look at the scenario of the industry organizations today. So it's called a raised bar by the industry. Like in a sense, past decades, only hard skills mattered. Like if you had the degree, if you had very good marks, very good percentage, very good knowledge, simply excellent in your academics. That's the bottom line. And you are selected. But no more today, those things work. So today's global economy it's a sea change, it's a wide change. So industry ambience is undergoing a transformation. Rather, I can say it has undergone a transformation. A cluster of skills are required to cater the demands, to suffice the demands of the workplace today. So here, soft skills are playing a very, very major role. So here I have quoted Edward S. Finkelstein. Bigness comes from doing many small things well. Individually, they are not very dramatic transactions. Together, though, they add up. So doing small things in a good way, in a well way, in a very decent way, in a different way, in a unique way, so they add up together, and that's the sum total, which is going to give you the bigness. So the skills together, when you put up, you make it as a gentleman, you make it as a perfect worker, you make it as a perfectionist. So the corporate world has always been the preferred career destination for the people, for the students, because of the high salary, because of the advantages, the perks. So to get into an MNC, it is not an easy task. It's a difficult task because it has a number of exams, it has a number of job processes, the placement process which you have to undergo. So the HR is looking for people who are very talented. Not only talented, they are looking for people who will be assets to the organizations and not liabilities. After all, they are paying a lot more to the professionals. So they don't want someone who is a liability, someone who is going to disturb or distract their work. So they pick up people, something in them, something, yeah, certain something means the right stuff, right kind of attitude, right kind of nature, right kind of skills they have. So many companies also nurture their employees throughout their career with the new advances that are coming into the industry. Encouragement, motivation, training, new technologies, these help them to grow further in the career. So globalization of the economy has changed the picture of the world. It is expecting to work with people on the global map. No more, the business is not just limited to one particular office. Many sister concerns are there, many offices are there. You have to transact with people in the country, across the country, and that requires interpersonal skills. Cultural differences are there. You need to know how you need to behave with people, what type of body language is welcome in one country is not welcome in another country. It's different. The way you behave in Japan is different than what you behave in India. So interpersonal skills across the borders, they matter a lot. Communication clarity, it also matters because the written word in black and white can mean a lot. So even during a video conference, the nervous gesture or the fine lines over the forehead, that's clearly visible, that shows signs of nervousness. So it also causes difficulty in driving your point across. It may show you as unsuccessful, it may show you as fearful. So who are you? It tests your personal integrity, personal ethics, values, integrity. These are tested under various situations. Different scenarios are provided. Do the candidate possess these skills? And attitude matters, like what type of a person you are, what is your outlook in life. So when things are very positive, when the picture is very rosy, things always go well. But it is always during the unpleasant situations or when you need to take tough calls, how you react in a difficult situation. Are you the same person that you were earlier, or you change your colors? So how you fit yourself in that particular scene. So these are the workplaces demand, not to become pessimistic, always with an enthusiastic attitude, always optimistic, with courage and confidence. A person who will fit in all the darks and lights of life. So the companies are also today focusing on listening skills and empathy. So listening, it's not simply hearing, but listening is for some betterment, for some understanding, for some gaining, for some further development, and that too with empathy. Like many of the offices, many of the organizations are having even counseling centers for their employees who offer empathy during difficult times. So, but then unfortunately, these are ignored. So, this skill is also important for team leaders who need to understand their team members. Working in a team or guiding a team or leading a team, it's a tough job because people have different natures and how to abide, how to understand people, how to make them work. So, listening skills are important even for customer facing positions. So this is all about the industry demands, what today and what is the new phase of the globalized world today. Now, today the selection process largely is based on resume screening, aptitude test, group discussion, telephonic interview, and personal interview. So we will see each one. So resume, as you know, that it provides the glimpse of a candidate's personality, who the person is, what are his attributes, what are his qualities. So looking at the contents, looking at the style and the focus, the employer creates an impression, the first impression before the interview. So again here, writing skills, what you put in your resume, your soft skills, the different projects you have worked on, the different scenarios you have faced, it has importance. So there is no one fixed cane resume for all the jobs. There are different ones. So customized resumes. It shows one's proud achievement in a team, in an event, or you demonstrate on the field thinking, leadership, or some crisis you have come across. So that is something valuable that becomes important to the employer. And that are the reasons why you have chances of being selected, or highlighting the obstacles you had overcome, or the interest, like what is your real personality. That's going to be important in the future. So today, resume screening softwares are also available. These softwares look for different keywords. So if your resume matches with the keywords that are advertised, only then you have chances of being selected. So first of all, you are going to look at the position you have applied for, and then what are the skills required for that particular position, and which are the words, which is the vocabulary that will best express. So this is how you are going to teach your students that this is the way you are going to design your resume. Next is the aptitude test. It's conducted to evaluate how effectively a student could respond to a task or a situation, his or her communicative ability, problem solving attitude. And it's also at times conducted for elimination, like if there are say 100 candidates and then all need not go through group discussion or all need not go for a personal interview. So candidates are eliminated based on the aptitude test. So the scores in the aptitude test, they also matter a lot. Moreover, the numerical, the quantitative, the logical, reasoning, verbal ability are also tested. So it's necessary to train the students for this particular skills. Also, logical reasoning, problem solving, attention to detail, the verbal ability. So if you or the student or a candidate is able to clear the aptitude test, then he is promoted to the next round, that is group discussion, the GD, an integral part of the selection process. So it's a group setting coupled with a carefully chosen topics, and it brings out the real personality, multiple soft skills of the participants, like how to perform, what skills you possess, will they match at the organization, will you be the same person at the organization, how to behave. Group discussions also bring out people who have a mind of building consensus, or those who possess the critical thinking of lateral thinking. Lateral thinking means thinking out of the box, creative thinking, different thinking, not with the crowd, not with the mentality of the herd. It's a different mentality, which is something unique, which is something very creative. So, group discussion brings out the contrast between the good listeners, the poor ones, based on the arguments, based on your performance, based on your speech, the good communicators and the poor ones, and the introverts and the extroverts. So, this is a screening of you, of your traits as a person. So let us look at the soft skills that are evaluated in a group discussion. The first one is the ability to work in a team, like how you can fit best as a team member. Are you concerned about the other team members? Are you participating? Are you attentive as a team member? Are you helping others as a team member? So if we can conduct group discussions like mock group discussions at the college or the course you are teaching in, and we assess the skills of our students, we teach them how to be a successful team player or how to be a successful team leader. That will be best working for them when they face the real life group discussions in the selection process. Then second skill which is assessed in a group discussion is communication skills. How you speak and how you listen, how you argue, how you put forth, how you present. Then third one is innovation, creativity, and lateral thinking. So just for example, if you are given a topic like say blue, or if you are given topic like black, so these are absurd topics, like or pink pajamas on the red fort. These are the topics which need imagination, which need thinking. They are not direct or straight away topics. So someone might say that black is a color, but then black has different and multiple shades of meaning. It means evil, it means the dark forces. So how well, how far you can extend the topic shows your creative ability. Say for example, if you are appointed on the post of a web designer, so how well you design the web differently, or how well you design a software differently than which is already existing. That shows your creativity, which is being tested during the interview process. Next is flexibility. So these days we find people who are very stubborn, like they are not flexible at all, very rigid about their thoughts, about their ideas, about their mentality. Like so people with such stubborn attitude are never welcome. People who are always flexible, always give way to others, are preferred. Your reasoning skills, like you have to give justifications for what you speak. You need to defend yourself with different data, with different statistics which you have studied. When you are making a particular point in a group discussion, you need to say why you are saying such a thing. You should have reasons which support your viewpoint. Next is your ability to influence. So the influence you create, the impact you create on the people, that matters a lot. Like if you are very plain, if you are very sober, if you are not going to make any difference to others, you have less chances of being selected. Hardly a participant gets 2 minutes in a group discussion. So those 2 minutes really matter. Next one is leadership and assertiveness. How positive you sound, what you speak about the topic, what is your viewpoint, how you help others, how you guard others, how you help the speakers who are introvert, who are very shy. That shows your leadership quality, that shows your assertiveness. Then is your group behavior, like how you behave in a team, how you behave in a group, how composed you are. Then next one is your knowledge. Knowledge here is not limited to your domain knowledge. Like group discussion topics may vary. There may be multiple topics, multiple abstract topics, case studies, or current topics. So you cannot deny saying that I am not from this particular field and I cannot say about this. Knowledge means up-to-date knowledge, up-to-the-moment knowledge, something which is latest. So you have to be well-read, you have to refer different newspapers, magazines, what is happening around in the world. You have to read that with the real-life situations. Then it's your presentation skills. Like if you have knowledge, but if you cannot present it well in front of the unfamiliar crowd, it's an unfamiliar crowd because the candidate is exposed to a new environment during a group discussion. Students from different colleges, students from different backgrounds, cities, states are there for the group discussion who are meeting for the first time. So how well the student is able to present in front of them, or he gets nervous. Next is initiation, like how well, like if a person can initiate the topic, how he can show the direction to the other candidates, how he can define the topic, that matters. Next is your body language, like the posture you stand, your facial expressions, your gestures, your eye contact, how you interact with others, and finally cooperation. It's the bottom line that if you cooperate with others, others are definitely going to cooperate with you. So the skills that are assessed in a group discussion has a direct resemblance to what you are going to portray as employees in the company. So performance in a group discussion matters a lot. So if we brief our students, or if we expose our students to this type of group discussions, definitely it will not be a shock to them when they enter into the real discussions at the different placement talks and placement interviews. Next one is a telephonic interview. Basically, the main purpose is to save time, money, and energy. Like when a personal interview is conducted, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of human resources to be involved in the personal interview. So before inviting the candidate for the personal interview, a telephonic interview is conducted. So it helps in shortlisting the number of candidates in the initial stage of the recruitment process. And it is, of course, as I told you, time and cost effective. And it lasts usually less than 30 minutes. So here the employers are looking for a quick first impression, whether you would fit in the company atmosphere or not. So it's within the limited time of the telephonic interview. Here you need to convince the interviewer that you have the potential, you have the skills for the position you have applied, and you have to impress enough. You should be positive enough to impress him that you are shortlisted. So moreover, you need to keep your resume, your pen, and a notepad, a calendar handy with you. Like they may ask you questions based on your resume that you have submitted, like the details you are providing, are they matching with what you are saying? So you need to keep your resume handy. Moreover, the other skills that are tested in the telephonic interview, like you are not visible, you are not personally or physically present over there. So what matters is your tone, your quality of your vibrancy, your positivity. So how vibrant, how positive, how interested you sound on your voice, that's important. The energetic tone, your inflection, your communication skills, your listening skills, your speaking skills, your confidence is reflected, the accuracy with which you answer, the promptness, or you just linger around like tata papa you do, or your Indianisms you use. So that is not being prompt. Your tone of voice, your clarity and brevity. Like you have to be exact, to the point, precise. You are not narrating some episode over there. Your pauses and transitions, your enthusiasm, your concentration matter a lot. So basically, behavioral questions or situation-based questions or questions based on your resume are asked in a telephonic interview. So participants, this was all about telephonic interview. Now we switch on to personal interview. So personal interview, as you all know, is the foremost tool to judge the abilities of a person. So it's a face-to-face contact between the interviewer and the interviewee. It's possible to record more than only verbal responses. So when you communicate directly with each other, much more information about yourself, sometimes you may be lying. So your eye contact or your facial expressions may expose the real you. The nature of the words, the vocabulary you use, your body language, together they contribute in judging you as a person. So the skills assessed in, again, the personal interview are your enthusiasm, how enthusiastic you sound, or you are nervous, your knowledge, the right type of attitude, like has a spark, like you have to ignite others. You are going to prove an asset to the company. You have to be way ahead of others. There are a number of people who have applied, but then how you are different, what makes you unique, your flawless expression that goes very smooth, your impressive personality, how adaptive you are to the changes, to the technologies, to the places, your courtesy, your etiquettes, your manners, your eye contact, your body language. So these are the basic skills that are assessed in a personal interview. So what we are doing here as a teacher, we are conducting mock interviews for our students, and then we also have an evaluation sheet. So we put marking, we put remarks, the positive and the negative points where students can improve, and we also record these interviews so that the students can know where they falter, where they are wrong, and they can improve upon. So you as teachers can also start this practice before the final go, before the final interview. So this is going to help our students, this is going to place them well, and this is going to prepare them well for the interviews. Now, let us move on to the next point, that is the dimensions of soft skills, which are three: attitude, communication, and etiquette. Attitude means want to do, what you want to do. What is your attitude towards a particular job? What is your attitude to a particular project? What is your attitude towards a particular time frame? Like two employees are there, each one is given a project. So the way each one works, what his willingness want to do, his willingness to do the work, that shows his attitude. One completes the work after the deadline and one completes before the deadline. So who is the right kind of person with the right attitude? So this is what about attitude. Even questions related to attitude are asked in the interview. So it shows the answers you give shows what type of attitude you have towards that particular concern. Communication is the second dimension, which shows what to do. And the third one is etiquette, how to do. So these are the three major dimensions of soft skills. And now we come to the categorization of soft skills. So basically, different books may have different and many more classifications also. But here I have categorized into two broad categories. One is the personal traits and another is the interpersonal traits. Personal traits refer to the personal qualities or personal characteristics of a person as a person, how you are, what are the strengths you have, what are the positive qualities you have. Like, say, for example, the time management, the courage, the consistency as a person. And another set is the interpersonal traits. So interpersonal traits means how you interact, how you are with others in the conversation, how you are in a team, how you are as a leader. That are the interpersonal traits. So we will look at each one in detail. The personal traits include time management, attitude, responsibility, ethics, integrity and values, self-confidence, courage, consistency and predictability. And the interpersonal traits include teamwork and interpersonal skills, communication and networking with others, empathy and listening skills, problem solving, troubleshooting, speed reading, and leadership. So now let us look at each one in detail. Coming on to the personal traits. That is, first one is time management. So time management is indeed very important for achievers and for people who want to grow in their career. So time wasted in frenzy by many people, but no substantial work done. So that is not what is expected at the organizations. Within the given time work, within the given time frame, a particular project that is assigned has to be completed. So it's the art of doing more work in the given time. It's a technique to boost one's productivity primarily on the few and important rather than the many and urgent basis. So it can be achieved by proper planning, organizing, and scheduling one's time by looking ahead. So the deadline for any work is the goal set by the leader to complete the work within the allotted time and to the satisfaction of all concerned. So planning and organization in time management matters a lot. So it can have a number of good outcomes, positive outcomes. So it creates a positive impact on your lead. It gives you more opportunity for new projects. It creates customer satisfaction. It increases the productivity of the company. It gives you more chances for better perks and promotions. And of course, it gives you a sense of satisfaction as a person. The second soft skill is attitude. Attitude means your approach, your outlook. So it's also a very critical personal attribute. And it is a soft skill that exposes the real you as a person. So every interaction you have shows your attitude. When you meet a person for the first time, like with the conversation, you can judge. You have some idea about the person from his talk, from his words, from his language, from his ideas, and how a person reacts in calmer waters and how a person reacts in stormy weather. So that is the difference in attitude. So all this is being observed by the management, by the organization. So keep positive and professional attitude, no matter whatever the circumstances are. Negative attitude and positive attitude, the classification of attitude can be many. It can be optimistic or pessimistic, flexible or stubborn, motivated or demotivated, humble or arrogant, and you can be driven for results or you can be very passive, you can be very measured or you can be reactive. So these are the different types of attitude that one can have. So your attitude will mold your career and life. It will boost your positivity, optimism, and will make problems easy to solve. Your humbleness and flexibility creates good team and a good friends. People will approach you if you have the right kind of attitude, and it will also help you to build a positive self-image of yourself. So these were the outcomes. Of course, your attitude can be reflected in your communication with your co-workers, with your boss, with your clients, and it also defines your future path. So flexibility makes you adaptive to newer concepts and technology. It also avoids the right type of attitude, also avoids enmity and jealousy. So finally, what I say is the attitude is always should be rather let's grow together. Next soft skill is responsibility. So it's a very simple word, but then it's difficult to practice. Responsibility. Responsible people are preferred. One who can take full ownership of a task without any excuses. No blame games. Whatever you do, you have to confess. You have to apologize at time, and you have to make it correct. That is the right kind of responsibility you are displaying. So no blame games to be played. You have to have an honest acceptance of the mistake or the outcome. So only responsible people, they are given the major tasks or major projects. They are involved into decision making also. So there can be a number of outcomes. So responsible people are often trusted. They are answerable in all circumstances. They don't run away from their responsibility. They try to improve themselves from mistakes. They try to justify the situation and are answerable for the happening and think that the task assigned is their own and not professional. They will not make a statement like, why should I be concerned? What matters is the salary. This is a very mean statement of the people who think that this is simply a job and not my responsibility. So the statements you give, the talks you give, the conversations you had in should show you or yourself as a responsible person. The next one is ethics, integrity, values, and trust. So ethics basically refers to your morals. Integrity refers to your honesty, and the value refers to your worth. And trust, of course, means the reliance. So most important attribute expected by the organizations. So the lack of any of this is are not taken lightly by the organization. It may even lead to the dismissal from the job. Once the person loses the trust of the management, it is difficult to gain. So work ethics in the same way, it is also a soft skill and that reflects one's degree of professionalism at work. This includes respecting the company's expected or stated policies, procedures, and directions. Strong work ethics stand out in the long run and it is rewarded by the employees. Next one is self-confidence and courage. So it's a soft skills where even good professionals falter, like courage to say the right thing, courage to stand up for others, to stand up for oneself, always defending what is right. So people who are very good professionals, they may be very low or poor in self-confidence. So these attributes also require a sense of personal conviction, and courageous and self-confident leaders usually get identified by senior management of the companies to drive complex tasks such as leading through a downturn, growing a new business, turning around a business from loss making to profit making. So these leaders have differentiated skill over their peers of being self-assured and driven solely by what they feel is right. So this is all about being courageous. Next is consistency and predictability. Consistency means your steadiness, your reliability, how reliable you are, how people can trust you, what you say, your word, you keep that word or you falter from it. So if the professional communicates one approach today and exactly the opposite next week, so which one is to be believed? So there is no direction, there is confusion. So reoccurring of this type of consistency will lead a person to be labeled as being inconsistent. Predictability refers to inevitability, certainty. So when a team fails to do what they had set out, it is termed as unpredictability. So if you have a target and the team could not complete the target, you are considered as unpredictable. No one will trust you next time. So this was all about the personal traits. Now we move on to the interpersonal traits. Interpersonal traits means to getting to work together, that is teamwork. That is coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. So successful performers can be poor in teaming and interpersonal skills. It's not necessary that all the successful personals are having interpersonal skills. So everything today depends on how a person deals in a team environment, how he is able to adjust, how he is able to deal with the other team members. So it is a soft skill with a key component that has a high correlation with one's career progression. Poor interpersonal skills may lead to conflicts between team members, and when left unchecked, could even deviate the team atmosphere. It can make the atmosphere very worse for working. So, people associated with the organization are the real assets. So, interpersonal skills they act as a grease to help the smooth functioning of the organization. Having positive interpersonal skills not only enhances the all-round productivity of an organization, but also creates a positive ambience. So people should know how to build up a kind of good relationship even in the critical situations, not practicing crab mentality, not hurting others, not displaying some type of very high attitude. So that is how you deal with people. So people with this skill know the way how to connect with others effortlessly. So as a result of this, interpersonal skills reduce stress and conflict and enhance intimacy and understanding. So moreover, it saves time and it helps in creating a very healthy atmosphere. And so this is about interpersonal skills. Now let us look at the interpersonal skills. The first one is communication and networking. So it's very important for any profession. Like a sharp communicator earns the respect of his team. He directs, he explains, motivates the team very precisely, very crisply. He energizes the people. Whereas a poor communicator, he's very verbose, very wordy, and he's not able to drive home the point. He doesn't know what to say and how long to say. There is lack of clarity in his thoughts. He makes his arguments unfocused and he creates no impact on the team. Another one is networking. So it's a related, but it's an extended skill of communication, that is networking. It involves talking with friends, family members, acquaintances about one's goals, interests, and desires. It also involves reaching out to people one already knows in order to expand the opportunities that may be available. So networking is essential even for finding a job. Like if you have a good network, then people will help you. People will show you the opportunities that are available. So according to the Cornell University career center. 80% of the available jobs are not advertised. It means they are shown or they are directed to friends, to networks. Therefore, one is not connected with the other person, is likely to miss out job opportunities. It's also essential to follow up with those with whom one has network, not just being selfish and once you get the job, you don't not network or you don't mail or you don't call that person. Talking with a person once will only provide leads available at that point of time. But by establishing an ongoing relationship with the person, you are going to learn about new opportunities as they arise even in future. So social networking sites also offer virtual networking opportunities that we should always use. The positive side of these social networking sites we should teach children. Next is empathy and listening skills. So listen more, look around and look within. So that helps you to keep focus, to help you understand things, to lead better arguments. And it is listening skills which is coupled with empathy, which is careful blend of being perceptive, considerate, and understanding of the others' viewpoints that is missing today. So empathy and listening skills are important, especially in leadership roles. And they're not easy, but it can be inculcated over a period of time by conscious efforts. So in corporate settings, leaders use a variety of formal and informal methods to focus on this. They spend much time with customers to understand their problems, follow up with the in-depth sessions to walk through all details when customers report some issues. Similarly, leaders spend one-on-one time, conduct roundtables or just informal sessions with individuals or teams with the intent to listen to their ideas or concerns. So this is very important. Next one is problem solving, troubleshooting, and speed reading. How you approach problems, how you solve the problems, and they require a systematic and scientific outlook for looking at this. And it is a smart soft skills to possess. So any of the problems like gets the senior management attention very carefully, and the role you play to diffuse the situation using the skills that the organization recognizes. So this was the classification based on the personal and interpersonal traits. Now this is another type of classification which is based on preparation, search and security of the job. That is preparation here refers to the job readiness soft skills which make you ready for the job related to the job preparation process. So should be taught and learned well before a person enters the workforce. So it is a necessary part of your job readiness. The skills can be your attitude, your communication, your planning and organizing, critical thinking, interpersonal skills, and teamwork and professionalism. Another one is your job seeking soft skills. So it is related to the job search process. And these skills need to be taught and learned in order to apply for the interview and accept the job. So job seeking soft skills, they include job search, your resume, your preparation for the interview, interviewing, after interviewing, how you connect to the interviewer, or just say hello, hi, good morning, and bye. That's not the way. You connect in a sense, you make email, you thank the interviewer. So these are the skills you need to learn for your job seeking. And the last one is job keeping soft skills. So it's not always easy to keep your job for a longer period of time. If you cannot prepare, if you cannot perform, you will be kicked off, you will be fired. So job keeping skills are the soft skills needed to secure and keep a job. So it's being responsible, it's being positive, it's listening and following the instructions, the policies, the ethics of the company, getting along with others, basic interpersonal skills such as you build positive relationship with the supervisor, getting along with the peers, talking with the customers. So this is all that is going to keep you intact in your job and also decide on your promotions. So this was all about the different soft skills. I hope that you are clear with this. So this is what I had to say. If you want to discuss anything or if you want to ask anything, you are most welcome.
Very interesting session, Gulestan ma'am.
Thank you very much.